Yo, 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 what's up, grinders? How you doing out there? Oh, yeah. We're going to do a quick grind bite. Yo, we got to get this in there. Yo, what's up, Log Hog? How you doing, Lady Gamer? Luigi Sky, JK Gaming, Curse Kane. How you doing? Compost Smurf in the house. How's everybody doing out there? Yep. So we're going to do, definitely a couple things I want to talk about. Like, the news has been going crazy, and every time it's there, I'm just like, yo, I got to get live. I got to get the grinders in here. I got to get the grinders. The community needs to know. They need to know what's going on. They need to know what my opinion is. They need to hear me grind those gears. What's up, Mr. Carter? How you doing? So as you're coming in here, hit that like. If you don't mind sharing it out to everybody, letting them know that I'm live, because a lot of people like to check out the show live, and we want to cook. So I got the fires going. And yeah, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. And then, I'll probably be doing another one tomorrow where we'll revisit some of the stuff, if there's more things I wanted to put on here about the topics, or definitely talk about some of the PlayStation stuff that's going on with the update that came out, which I didn't get yet. And the update beta, and also their stars program and things like that. So keep it locked here to the Gaming Grindhouse. Hit that like button. Rest in peace, Hulkster, man. I can't. It's been a crazy week, man, with Ozzy and then Hulk. Whatever he did outside of wrestling. The main thing is that Hulk Hogan was I grew up with him. Yeah, it was Hulkamaniacs and all the stuff, and the Warriors and the Hulkamaniacs. It was wild times, man. Did incredible for wrestling there, but outside, he is what it is. But as a wrestler and what he did for wrestling, it was pretty crazy. And it's just sad to see people, just go away. All legends here. With Ozzy, and it's just been crazy. It's just been a crazy week, man. It feels like it's been going on for a long time, man. It's just been going, like, it just feels like this week's been dragging on. But and Malcolm Jamal Warner Hart with the swimming thing, yeah, man, it's crazy. I know, Walt Diggity, that's crazy. I know, it's scary stuff, man. So hey, bless everybody you love and around there. Tell them you love them, and let's get into some gaming here. So so as you can see from the title, this news came out earlier this week about the Fable possibly rumor going around here, and it caused a big wave of chaos across the internet. And then also out of the blue, Microsoft did a 180. Why not? That's all they do. So we're going to be covering those two topics, and then also the sales that have gone on as well. What's up, Taran? How you doing? Prince Philip, how you doing? Ty Marshall, what's up? And cheers, Lady Gamer. I got my coconut water here. So crazy. What's up, Compost? So the thing is the start. So Fable, man, this thing's been like in development forever, man. It's amazing that Perfect Dark got canned and Fable's still hanging around, considering they almost showed just as much for both of those games. So one of the things that started up with the Fable, so hit that like button and grind this. Let me get my my grinding music on here. Cooking music. Yeah. And I thought, we'll do a little, the thing with Fable is that Playground Games have been developing it. What has been the story to this game? We've seen it announced the last 2 years. Gameplay was questionable. They're like, well, what do you mean? Is this gameplay? Is it not? And Phil said it was gameplay. He played it. Booty lied out. They said it was. Then it gets shown again at last year's show, 2024. Phil's all excited, talking about it, gets showed again. It was supposed to come out this year. Then earlier in the year, they did some post. Well, to update you on Fable, it wasn't at the developer direct in January. Questions, well, what's going on? Where is Fable? Why was it not in the developer direct? It was slated for 2025. Well, Microsoft quickly glazed over that. Xbox moved on. And then we found out in a month or so that Fable will be coming out 2026. And they shared in some sort of video clip of a couple new little elements of gameplay that they're developing it, and had like a snippet of something in the background that they were playing. And that was it. Come to 2025 June showcase. Fable nowhere to be found. Perfect Dark, nowhere. State of Decay 3, nothing. That was shown about 2 years ago. What was it last year? I don't remember. State of Decay, nothing. The one more thing was Call of Duty. And Outer Worlds 2 was the coverage, not Fable. People, what's going on, Fable? It's slated for 2026. Wasn't even shown at the June showcase. Well, now rumors are coming about. It may not even make 2026. Like I've said here many times before, you want to build up to your games. Nintendo does it well. Sony does it well, where it's additive. You show a little bit, then you show more, then you do a deep dive, then you release. You build up. You want to be at these shows. Will Fable be at Gamescom? I don't know. We'll find out when they said they're going to Gamescom. We'll be there. Tokyo Game Show, I don't think Microsoft's going. Well, maybe they are, but they're not showing that game. So, when you don't see more of it, and what's hilarious is that when Starfield was coming out, the Booty interview that Phil Spencer was sitting there with Giant Bomb doing that interview, and they asked about Fable and they questioned about the gameplay of it, and Phil was like, "That's real gameplay." And then the guy kind of alluded, like, "Well, we saw Fable this year. Will we even see it again?" And he said this in 2023. He's like, I just see this as a one-off thing. You're not going to do anything with it. Will we see more of it? And Phil's like, yeah. They showed it last year. Okay, we're building more of it. No new straight up gameplay though. Then this year comes and it's a no-show. And it was supposed to come out this year. That's always the issues that I have. Like, it was slated for 2025. So it gets pushed out to 2026. You don't have any update on the game to show how it's progressing. You just don't show it at all. Like, it was supposed to release this year. And it is a no-show. Isn't that something that's telling? Isn't that something that's very strange? Like, it was going to be in your hand this year, and it was a nothing burger at their showcase. And Phil just name dropped it at the end, and we all know how good Phil name drops are. Well, now the rumor comes about that it may not even make next year. So, according to, and we're going to go to the source, but it says Fable rumored to be missing 2026 launch window too. Late February, Studios' Craig Duncan revealed to fans that Fable will be missing the 2025 launch. He did so while reassuring with a new gorgeous pre-alpha gameplay video that promised everything was in order except for the additional polish required to ship the game. Polish! Grinders in the chat. All it needed was a little bit of polish. So why wasn't at the June showcase? Where was it? All it needed was polish. We heard that before. Redfall delayed for polish. Starfield delayed for polish. Showing pre-alpha gameplay in the year that it's supposed to release. You know what polish I say? Know what the polish that I say? What they're talking about the polish? Bullshit. Exactly. Thank you, Arnold. That's the polish. Showing pre-alpha gameplay in the year it's supposed to release, and it's delayed for polish. Then that's in February. Then in June, nothing. And then a rumor comes about that Fable's not coming next year. But you want to know what? Instead of reading the text, let's go to Xbox Era, where Nick Shapesholes Nicks said it. The response from his colleagues on the podcast is what shocked me more than the delay itself, because I could probably tell you right now, Fable's probably on the tipsy if it's gonna make it, it may make it in Christmas Eve. They may pull Indiana Jones here. They may pull an Indiana Jones with this one. So let's see. Oh, somebody wants it louder. I'll give you what I opinion. Here you go. I fix it. I fixed the audio. This is what I think about polish.
Bullshit.
There you go. Nice and loud, Arnold, giving it to you, delivering the goods on there. But let's go to where the source is of where this started from, because this is where it came from.
Why? Why do you think Fable would be next year?
Because
it was supposed to be this year.
They said we're delaying it to next year.
Yeah.
Or this year.
My information is that it's not going to be 2026.
Your Xbox information is always wrong.
I don't know. I've heard it from 2 different people now that Fable may slip to 2027, and that's not doom gloom. Oh, there's something wrong with the game, problems. Just hearing that it's taking a little bit longer than they expected.
Well, I don't know. They did a whole video pumping up 25th anniversary of Xbox.
I know.
Trilogy that started it all. Fable fit.
I know.
Gears. I mean, I don't know. I disagree, but let's see. But yeah, if I think in terms of
I've thought about
schedule,
agreeing or disagreeing. I've had 2 different people tell me.
Yeah, but you don't know anything about Xbox anymore.
One of them wasn't from Microsoft.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just
now,
saying.
If you said this about PlayStation,
I'm hearing that it's probably going to slip to 2027.
I would think that anyone thinks that they know exactly when it's going to come out right now doesn't know. They don't know.
Dude, I thought the guy on the bottom was joking. The way he's acting. I'm like, yo, is he being just like sarcastic or just like just being trying to be funny? But then it gets worse, dude. This is their co-founder. Other ones, I don't agree with you. And he's like, it's not about agreeing. I heard it from 2 different people. And the guy's like, well, Xbox doesn't even know what's going on. He's like, I didn't hear it from Xbox people. Dude was like a little harsh on your colleague, right? Your founder on the thing. But I thought it was a joke. I was like, oh yeah, they're acting like that, right? They're just joking, right? Dude, look, hear this.
That I think can be our next topic of why there will never again be a rumor mill. It is now dead, gone. I refuse to ever let it go, and if Nick tries to do one, I will mute him. He will be muted in the future from now on.
This is one of those frustrating things, because I can't stop Nick speaking, right? But like, think how big Microsoft is. How many people did they fire at the a month ago?
9,000.
2 weeks ago? 9,000 people. It's 230,000 people. One person or 2 people out of that many people could say to Nick, reportedly, and that could be via a friend of a friend of a friend, and say the words, Fable's not going to make 2026. Nick blurting that out loud means nothing right now. Right? Like, there's no article, there's no direct sourcing behind it. It is just Nick, I'm going to be really, really blunt here, massaging his own ego for clout. Correct. Thank you, lyrics.
Dude,
and
I wrote those
it
for a
serves
reason.
nothing. And all it will do is created a story and a narrative that is based on what? A 10-second outburst?
The one time I didn't get to mute him quick.
It's called the rumor mill that you guys created for this guy to spread rumors. And when it was great, Xbox, I'm hearing this game's coming. Dudes were glazed over, man. They were all glazed over. But now when it's bad news, now you want to like throw the guy to the wolves, cancel the segment. Man, oh man, there's only one answer to this whole fiasco, grinders. Oh no.
The Xbox glaze.
You want to be glazed.
Xbox Discord to spread PlayStation.
You want music? You want tunes? I'll give you tunes. You want music? I got a whole album. Yo, man, I feel bad for Nick. I feel bad. I don't know if this is a joke, if this is a ruse. I have no clue, but man, they are roasting their they're roasting their friend. They want him gone.
Well, enough.
Erased.
Like, I don't mind a rumor mill, and typically, if we've saw something and we've seen it, you're going to see an article on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the rumor mills don't do anybody any good. I know it feels good for you as the listener, perhaps, right? And I understand why people enjoy the chit chat around them, but especially with publishers, because now there's a to do it. Because I'm seeing, and all that's happening with these channels that are promoting this out as rumor, they're just doing it for engagement to get their own fucking clout. It is the dumbest circle jerk of stupidity.
Wow. They created the segment, The Rumor Mill, to get clout. Spreading the rumors. But the thing is that it's not even channels. It's WCCF Tech. Dude, this is what they live off of. They live off of rumors and things like that. I'll tell you my rumors, my sources, my two eyeballs. Fable was not at Showcase. It was supposed to come out this year. They showed Fable alpha gameplay in February in a documentary that was released on the back end. It wasn't even broadcasted. And it was pre-alpha gameplay, and the guy, Craig Duncan, delayed it to next year. Grinders, it was delayed in February to 2026. It wasn't even like we got here to July and was like, you know what, Fable's going to get pushed out a little bit to next year because we can't fit it in the second half of the year. Dude, we were finishing up New Year's Eve and wrapping up Valentine's Day presents, and they came in with the February news that Fable not coming for the next 9 months, and it's going to be next year. This is crazy. Think about how it was delayed. It wasn't like, oh, we just can't fit it in. We need to move it for some room. So I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 2027. I wouldn't be surprised. Because they don't know how to make games. They are just ripping up studios, canceling games. Dude, they just canceled Perfect Dark right under your nose on a Saturday afternoon. They showed you the studios. They showed you Greg Duncan's and Gallagher's and all this stuff and Perfect Dark this. And he just talked about Perfect Dark a month before he shut it all down. Canceled the game, shut down the studio. I wouldn't trust any game coming out from them unless you're playing it today with a controller. I wouldn't even pre-order it. Who knows what they're going to do? Satya just said today, more is coming. More layoffs are coming. But they're doing fine. They're doing great. The company's doing wonderful. But more layoffs are coming. Mr. Grimm with a membership. Thank you very much, Mr. Grimm. And by the way, if you haven't saw, a whole bunch of Gaming Grindhouse music has coming straight at you. A public release for all the grinders. We got the VIP, got 2 brand new songs, and a whole bunch, 4 brand new songs for the ultimate VIPs. So music has been out. I dumped all the music. I sent all the albums out to you guys. So if you get the membership, Brad DeVries, enjoy the music. Enjoy the membership music there. But come on. I just couldn't believe how they treated him. That's I guess that's their problem to deal with it, with their rumor mill and what identity. I know they were even considering getting rid of their name and changing it to something else. Because Xbox, it's hard to be Xbox. It's tough being green. And you want to know what's crazy? Is that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be hard to be a fan of something. You shouldn't have to wake up every morning and fight to go, why am I a fan of this brand? Especially when they don't even do anything for themselves to make you excited. Everything is a step on a rake. Everything is just a, oops, I'm learning. We're sorry. Step back on this. It's crazy. And after what they just did, canceled Everwild, they just shut down studios, boom. Nobody was safe. And then seeing what they did last year with Hi-Fi Rush, a successful game that Sarah Bond couldn't even answer why they shut them down. So success stories don't mean anything. Game could be great and they still cancel it. It's not just failed games like a Redfall. But Fable possibly being delayed, And he said it's not negative. It's not like, oh, this game's in trouble. It's taking longer than expected. But what's interesting is that in February, Craig Duncan said it's just for polish. But Grinders, how? We heard this so many times before. Fable, Halo Infinite was delayed for polish. They're still polishing the turd. It's still polished. Delayed for polish. Hell, I can even go back and say Redfall was delayed for polish. Don't believe me? Let's do. Polish is is another word for bullshit. Yeah. And just think about, wait, is this one? Maybe is it this article? Let me just double check. I need to see. Yeah, we go. It's a quote. Here you go, Grinders. We've made the decision to delay the launches of Redfall and Starfield to the first half of 2023. This was the first delay. A statement reads from the developer. The teams at Arcane, who are not there anymore, Austin, and Bethesda have incredible ambitions for their game. We want to ensure that you receive the best, most polished versions of them. Oh, man. Oh, 30 frames. 30 frame polish.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed
Oh,
blackberries.
man.
Hold on. Okay.
Redfall was delayed for polish. Was it polished when you got it? Compost. It was a polish. El Nini, what's up, man?
Activate.
El Nini, was it polished when you played Redfall? You don't play that trash. I know you don't play it. Anybody play? Was it polished? The pop-in, was that polished for you? They got polished? They got delayed for polish. So Fable was delayed for polish, but here's some alpha gameplay. Mm-hmm. And then it's crazy. Oh, but Phil said it, that it was, he mentioned it, and it's the dude. And I think it's so funny is like, they're like, I disagree with you. It's like it's this quote. I don't think Fable's next year. My information is that it's not going to be 2026. I've heard from 2 different people that Fable may slip to 2027. And that's not doom and gloom. There's something wrong with there's something wrong with the game. Problems. Just hearing that it's taking a bit longer than expected. It's not about agreeing or disagreeing. I had 2 different people tell me, one of them wasn't from Microsoft. I'm hearing that it's probably going to slip to 2027. Don't get me wrong. I'm well aware that it will probably happen now. Someone from Playground will probably come out and say, no, it's next year. Grinders, did you do your research? Did anybody from Playground tell you that confirming it's coming out next year? Anybody counter that? I'm sure Microsoft jumped right on that and said, no. And then you see things like this. ZeniMax devs think Xbox leadership is disconnected from the reality of life at Microsoft. You hear about the leadership. You hear about the issues. You've seen what they've done to their studios and layoffs. They are willing to gut it out. Shut down whole studios they created. Nothing, right, Lady Gamer? Nope. JC, nothing? No, I didn't see anything. We're on Friday right now. The news came out on Monday. Did you hear anybody? Did you see somebody swinging from the fences? Phil Spencer coming out there? Or anybody reconfirming Fable? I didn't. I didn't see anybody. It went all over the internet. Nobody said anything. Thursday now we're on. Maybe they'll come out on Friday and say it. Who knows? Reconfirmed. But if you look at the writing on the wall, I was like, oh. My thing is Fable going to come out? Not even the delay. Yeah, that's what he said. More layoffs to come. They're not done. My sources? My bookmarks. Where are my bookmarks? There it is. This just came out right before I went live. Satya and Nadella defense company layoffs, despite that by every objective measure, Microsoft is thriving and more layoffs could be on the way. They became a $4 trillion company and laid off 15,300 employees. Satya just said, yo, I'm not even going to read Satya, Stutter and Satya. Not even going to read. More layoffs could be on the way. There he is. The man, what the hell? You know what? Windows Phone Central is a piece of trash. Look at all these ads, man. My God. Ugh. These websites turned into what we used to hate as pop-up ads. Nadella did not rule future layoffs in a statement. In fact, he spoke about it. I also want to acknowledge that the uncertainty and seeming incongruence of the times that we're in. What times? You're thriving. What times, Satya? So tell me these games are safe. When the layoffs happened, people even questioned the whole June showcase, whether that was going to be even a reality. The fact that they nixed Everwild, Perfect Dark, shut ZeniMax Studio, they gutted Rare, they laid off people at Raven Studios. But until you're playing it in your hand, I don't know about any of their stuff. I don't even know about any of it. I have no clue. Fableness, right, Mario Heat? I don't know. Now, Fable coming out next year? Maybe. They're going to have probably Gears coming out. Gears was supposed to come out this year, too. Man, they were this year. We were supposed to have Gears E-Day was supposed to come out this year. That mysteriously just is showing up next year. Like it's just, and we didn't even see gameplay of it. Gears E-Day wasn't even at the June showcase. It wasn't even no gameplay of it. I mean, they do not show the game progression at all. When you see Ghosts of Yotei, you see the title screen. You see a little bit more. It shows up, state of play, full, a big walkthrough, a dev developer, and then it comes out. They don't let you forget about the game. They remind you. They show you little bits of it, and they very rarely they do it with Wolverine, where like they'll show it and we haven't seen it. So it does happen, but at the level of so many games, State of Decay was shown, Perfect Dark was shown, Fable was shown, Everwild was shown. These all were shown already. Like it's not just one game that we haven't heard from it. It's a plethora of games, and then those games sometimes even have release dates, like slated 2025, all last year. The whole year they're glazing that Fable's coming out this year, 2025. And then it doesn't show up in January on the developer direct. No Fable. And then everybody's like, oh, it's probably going to be the one more thing at the June showcase, or the extra after show. That's what they thought until February comes out and Craig Duncan says it's coming out in 2026. Here's some pre-alpha footage. Pre-alpha? He was supposed to be out this year. We didn't pre-alpha. You should have shown a full walkthrough demo, 15 minutes. Right? You would think? No hands-on. Nobody's touched this game. Nobody's played it. It was supposed to release in 2025. And it got delayed in February for next year, which is early. Like I said, it's not a push. And when's it coming out? You think it's going to come out early next year? I think Fable is probably going to be October, November next year, if it does come out in 2026. Or they may go, oh, well, Gears and Halo are going to come out then. We'll move Fable to early next year. Who knows? Who even knows right now if these games will come out, given the layoffs and the way they're treating the Xbox brand and the way they're turning things around, how quickly backtracking, changing, moving, doing this stuff. They are scrambling. And that is a fact. Their whole company over there, Satya may say everything is great on their end financial, but Xbox, that division, that whole thing is like scrambling. It is lifting up a rock and ants are underneath it, and they're all like, what happened? They're running all over the place. Because out of the blue, they come out and they basically, they come out and they say, which is good on them. But another thing that happened, what's up, PlayStation Sweden? How you doing? Gamer Boy, what's up, man? Hit that subscribe button, Grinder. We're about 10 away from 3,100. Subscribe if you're new here. And that's right. I don't even know if it's going to come out. But another thing that has happened since June, and this just showed up yesterday, was Microsoft concedes the Outer Worlds retail pricing too high and says it will keep full price holiday releases at $70 with refunds incoming. Now, good on them for dropping the price. It should never have been $80. They created a problem and made a solution to a problem that they created. But the thing that my take on this whole thing, and I don't know if any of you agree, hit that like button and let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this on a replay. But the thing that got me with this whole thing is the timing of it. Because the Microsoft, during that June showcase, when they announced the prices were going up, they said all our games, first-party games, starting with Outer Worlds 2, will be $80. Nintendo was running their stuff with Mario Kart at $80, and the internet was ablaze. The feedback was coming in hot and heavy about $80 games first party. Of course, your friends over at the Glazed Green were going, Sony's gonna do it too. Just wait, PlayStation gonna do it too. They're gonna do it too. And then Ghost of Yotai, $70. Death Stranding 2, $70. So they're like, what do we do? And the whole pushback of $80 games to Microsoft took it all. The brunt. They tried to jump on the bandwagon of like all games starting with Outer Worlds 2, and everybody during the June showcase watched the show and going, Outer Worlds 2 is not no friggin' $80. The game launched at $60. When Microsoft didn't even own them. Is this an Xbox tax? Oh shit, is it an Xbox tax? Phil. You added an Xbox tax on it?
Go back and look at the it's
$80. All the pushback came over a month ago. The YouTube videos, the X posts, the comments section. It all came back a month ago. They all got it about a month ago. Like $80. We don't want it. We don't want it. Why didn't they listen? Why didn't they say, you know what? Maybe we don't start with $80 games. Instead, it gave Outer Worlds 2 a very raw showing. A very raw showing that people are like, look at that game.
Bass is fucking raw! Shit! Raw! Raw chicken!
Oh,
It's raw!
$80 too?
Raw!
Oh.
Raw, Carol! Fucking raw! Raw! Fuck off! And by the way, it's raw.
Oh, and $80 too? It wasn't a good view for Outer Worlds to be the first one to brunt the $80 of Xbox first party. Everybody told them. Everybody did their videos. And they put it up for pre-order at $80 and said, it's $80. That's our policy. And they didn't even roll it out as like, we're just going to experiment with Outer Worlds 2. They just said everything first party is going to be $80. That was it. We're assuming Call of Duty, $80. Outer Worlds 2 was the first one to get that stamp on it. Last month. And then all of a sudden, on the last week of July, they go, you know what? We're going to keep a full price for the holiday releases this year with Outer Worlds being 70. And we're going to refund you if you pre-ordered the game. Very strange timing, don't you think? There could only be one reason for such an out-of-the-blue change of heart. 3 words. Well, 4 words. Vote with your wallet. Those pre-order numbers were
Great ass!
they were great ass. People were looking at Outer Worlds 2 for $80 and were like,
Skip.
Go for sons.
Skip.
Okay.
Skip.
Yeah.
But skip.
Where you go?
Skip. We skip.
Simple as that.
Skip.
skip. Those pre-order numbers must have been horrible. They must have been disgusting for them to just come out over a month later when everybody already complained about it and say, we're changing it now to $70. There's only one reason. It has to be the pre-orders. The wallet. People did not pre-order this game. I don't think it had a great showing at the showcase. I think Phil kind of messed people up with this Call of Duty, One More Thing, and then Outer Worlds too. It's just more Outer World. Like, it's just, it didn't look graphically different than the first one. Like, they may improve some things here and there. I played the first one a little bit. It looked jank. It looked what it is. Like, it is what it is. Obsidian's good developers, but you know what? I don't think it's going to be breaking any wildness on there unless it blows up on PC and they love themselves some Outer Worlds. But in the same year of Avowed, it's sort of like, yo, man, we get it. We get it, dude. Like, RPG, Bethesda's, Obsidian's, like, we get it. What happened? You know, Avowed is there. Avowed, the studio head left for Avowed. No Avowed DLC announced for another open world game. Outer Worlds will be similar to Outer Worlds 2, will be similar to Outer Worlds 1. I don't know. It's on everything. They changed that from being exclusive, but the pre-orders had to be horrible for them to change their mind now. And I said, they're scrambling around. Nobody was I haven't seen anybody talk about $80 games anymore. Like, they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm just not going to get it. I'll wait for it in Game Pass. It also, what it did was is that it gave in Game Pass more of an appeal because people said Microsoft is playing 4D checkers or chess or whatever they're doing. They're like increasing their games to $80 to drive people to Game Pass. That was the excuse for Microsoft last month. All those glazers out there. Glaze! All those glazers out there. No. They're increasing their price to $80 because they want you to get Game Pass. It makes Game Pass more appealing if the price is super high. Excellent work, Phil Spencer. You duped them all again. You're so smart. You're 5 steps ahead of all of them. Don't worry, Phil. I got you. Now send me one of those free codes on t-shirt. Sign my ace. 4D tic-tac-toe. That's what they're playing. And Borderlands, just like Ryan, Borderlands heard that feedback last month and changed their price immediately to $70. When everybody was complaining about it. Nobody was complaining about it now. People are like, yeah, well, that sucks. I'm not going to buy it. And there you go. They looked at the numbers end of July and going, oh, yeah, you don't want to know what, guys? Yeah, we try to call that bluff. We try to make them think we have a Mario Kart World at $80, but yeah, we don't got that. We got
Great ass!
We got ace. Booty, tell them about it. That's all they got. You're not in that caliber of games to even warrant $80. Nonetheless, $70. I still don't understand because what people don't realize, grinders, hit that like button, because what you don't realize, the $60 games, when they were holding price and Sony increased their price to $70, when Microsoft at the holiday said their games will be $70, the first game that was $70 was Redfall. That was their first $70 game. Redfall. And those glazes ate it up. $70, first $70 game was Redfall. Sit on that fact. And now they wanted to make their first $80 game Outer Worlds 2. They are putting high prices on a box of shit. That's right, the park bench killing vampires. But that is a fact. They are increasing the prices. And you know what the thing is I go off of a lot. I am the grindhouse factory of memory. But you want to know what? I always love to give a visual of what I'm saying. So just remind that, because I think people forget. Let's just go back here. And what did they say here? Yeah. Here you go, Grinders. Just a little visual here, right here. What the hell is going on? I gotta change my browser with all this stuff. Microsoft increases their games to $70 from $60. IGN first reported the news. The new higher prices for games like Bethesda Studio Starfield, Turn 10, Forza Motorsport. Forza Motorsport Turn 10, not Forza Horizon. Forza Motorsport, the one that took 7 years and they gutted the Turn 10 studios this year. That one. And Arcane's Redfall. All due out next year. The price increase reflects the content. This is their quote. Now think about those games. Forza Motorsport, how it launched. Redfall at 30 frames and the trash that it was. Starfield at 30 frames. And loading screens. And listen to what they said before these games released. The price increase, quote, reflects the content, scale, and technical complexity of these titles. Microsoft said. What happened? The refresh. Here it is. Let me do. Reflects the. This is their quote. They're speaking about those three games. The content, the scale, and the technical complexity of these games. Microsoft said in a statement, the company reiterated those games will be available by Game Pass, which starts at $10 a month, Jack. Yeah. Here we go. Here's the first quote. Quote, we've held on prices until after the holidays so families can enjoy the gift of gaming, a Microsoft spokesperson said. Starting in 2023, our new built for next gen full price games, including Forza Motorsport, Redfall, and Starfield, will launch at a blazing $69.99 USD on all platforms. This price reflects the content, scale, and technical complexity of these titles. As with all games developed by our teams at Xbox, they will also be available on Game Pass. And even Phil Spencer gave a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a poke. In October, Phil said it's signaling the impending price increase we've held on price on our console. They will talk about that one. We've held on price on games. And our subscription. Oh, damn. That one too we'll talk about. I don't think we'll be able to do that forever. I do think at some point we have to raise the prices on certain things. And maybe all of it, actually, turned out to be. But going into this holiday, we thought it'll be important that we maintain the prices we have for the kids, for the families. He didn't say that. That's what I said. That was 2023, Grinders. And that was their increase of $70 games. And then this year, in June, they said, we are doing $80 games, starting with Outer Worlds 2. Yeah. And we've held on price. One thing that I want to come back to that Phil said back then was we've held price on consoles. Grinders. Their quote right here for this fallback. The price decrease will be in UK and EU. And this is what they said. Where's their little blurb? I don't think he even reached out to them, did he? Oh, yeah, here it is. This is their little blurb that they said this year when they reverted. We're focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep the full-priced holiday releases, including Outer Worlds 2 at $69.99, in line with current market conditions.
You're my number one customer.
Xbox spokesperson said. Dude, these spokespeople. Damn. You know what they didn't go back on? What happened to the glorious price increases to all their hardware? So it tells you their priorities. The games were not getting pre-ordered. Outer Worlds, specifically Outer Worlds, including Outer Worlds. Dude, you should have said, of course Outer Worlds should be $70. Hell, it's $70. It's already $10 more than the first game. So they dropped the price of the games because the pre-orders sucked ass. Well, we'll go see the console sales and go, well, why didn't you take away the price of the console sales? You didn't change that one. What happened? The console's the one that needs the sale break. The console's the one that needs the discount to move. That thing is dying out on a hill. But they never changed the price of the hardware. But they changed the price of the game. And the difference is Outer Worlds is on everything. And I bet you that money bag of a PlayStation pre-orders, first off, I don't think the Outer Worlds too. I know our good friend Hagit got shown up all over the internet. He was talking about, oh, Yotai's going to have trouble with such a crowded holiday with September. Dude, Outer Worlds. You're going to turn around and you're going to see it on the bottom of your shoe. Outer Worlds 2. Talking about getting lost in the holiday scramble. Yeah. That is a game prime for that. I'm telling you right now. Get ready for the excuses. Because Outer Worlds, there's so many games coming out this holiday. Dude, I don't. Does anybody know when Outer Worlds 2 is coming out? Is it October, September, November? When is it? Who even knows? Outer Worlds 2. Not worried about that being sold. I can tell you right now, the pre-orders prompted this whole thing. Microsoft wants to make their money back on their games. That's been the motif of this entire year. And they're seeing some success and growth. Some success by putting their games on PlayStation. And you could see from the sales charts, which we'll go into, that PlayStation dudes and dudettes are eating up games. They are buying. It is the place of golden opportunities to sell your games. That is what the PlayStation Store has turned into. The PlayStations, they're fanatics. They are fanatics with a PH on PlayStation. They buy. Thank you, Corey. October 29th. Happy Halloween. Thank you, Corey. Shh. Yikes. That's a tough day. But I could see that getting lost in the shuffle. Actually, We're going to see. Let me get to these chats and members. Thank you so much for your support. They are spenders. Dual K, 8K Dual Sensible. Thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate it, man. He goes, they knew they broke in the hype list. The lineup to keep suckers subscribed without Fable. What's the lineup now? Call of Duty and Clockwork something? Truth is no Fable, no Ark. Uh-oh. He said the words. AK said the magic words. Hold on. He said Ark 2. Ark 2. We know we got the exclusive Grindhouse interview. Where I gotta get it.
I don't play this game.
Dude, it was a pleasure meeting Vin Diesel. It was a very awesome interview about Ark 2 that I had with him. It was years ago, but it was a pleasure meeting him. And this is exclusive interview when I asked him about Ark 2.
I don't play this game.
Incredible. What a wonderful. I'm glad I don't know what the status is, but all I know is he said he don't play it. But thank you. Exclusive Grindhouse interview right there. You're right. No Fable, no Ark, no Contraband. Oh, shit, there's another game, Contraband. Oh, shit. I remember Bootleg Jez putting out all the emojis. Emoji soup. He got made the emoji movie too, he made. He's like, oh, I know all these project bullshit names. Project Tornado, Project Cookie, Project this. I remember Bootleg Jez was spreading all the news. Oh, I got Project Typhoon, Project Horse's Ass, Project Booty. Dude, didn't even see the light of day. The list, dude, I'm gonna tell you, man, AK, that friggin' list right there. What list? The list are dried up, man. They're all dried up. That's it. We don't even, I'm telling you, the way they are cutting and pivoting and shifting, like, look at this. Just this article alone. Who does this? Who is not desperate? The feedback came back last month. Remember when they tried to increase the price of Xbox Live? $120 for a year. They wanted to do that. The year they shut down Mixer. They said Xbox Live is going to be $120 a year. People went blasted all over the internet about it. And the next day, Phil Spencer came down from the rooftops and said, oh, no, we heard the feedback. We're not doing it. People heard the feedback about $80 games. Like, I don't want $80 Outer Worlds 2. We were already getting on Nintendo's ass for it, for Mario Kart. Why are you like, oh, wow, Nintendo's getting ripped apart about $80 games. You want to know what? Let's do it too. Because maybe we could squeeze some more juice out of the lemon of the glazed Xbox fans. And the problem is that, guess what? Exactly what I told you. I'm telling you right now, and I guess we'll never know, but I'm going to give you a little Grinds prediction here. I want to bet if Outer Worlds 2, Grinders, let me know what you think. And let me get Josh as awesome member for 28 months. He's going to be in 30 months in no time, man. Josh, OG Grinder, I appreciate all your support, man. Thank you so much, Josh Az. And Lady Gamer, another awesome grinder for 24 months, Grinders. VIP, I appreciate you all renewing your VIPs, Grinders. That's the thing. We have people in here for years, man. I appreciate it all. I appreciate you on the ride with me, and this ride's not stopping. We have an AA Ron here. When you going to get a membership, AA Ron?
AA Ron.
I want you to be a VIP. Unlock it.
Where is AA Ron right now?
When's your VIP coming, AA Ron? You got to hear some of that music. You're here all the time. AA Ron needs to be a VIP. He has it blocked. He don't want it. He don't want that. We got to get him. He's in all the time. AA Ron. They should all the way, you're right, they should go down all the way to 60. But let me tell you something, and even Aaron can contribute to this question. Do you, of course, Aaron, you know what, the Nintendo replay, I didn't say Nintendo, we could talk about that. We'll talk about, and you're right. Aaron, next payday, he says, Aaron's coming. But Aaron, let me tell you something. You are right in the sense that Nintendo can flex that because whatever that is, and people have different judgments of Nintendo games and all that other stuff, Nintendo, the glaze and all this other stuff, but you want to know what? They have the respect and the games to show that stuff. Like you may not like them. Some people may not like them, but Nintendo can flex that and try. You're not, Outer Worlds 2 is not no Mario Kart World, dude. No friggin' way. I would say maybe push it with Call of Duty, but then you're playing with fire. Because putting Call of Duty at $80 when Call of Duty's been kind of chipping away at it, even though it's selling, Nintendo Power, exactly, Josh. Like, you can't do that with Outer Worlds 2. Like, Outer Worlds, just like they said, $70. Oh, Redfall. It's like, who? You know, if you're going to do $70, you do it with Halo in its heyday. But you don't. You know? The thing is that you don't lead with Outer Worlds 2 and Redfall as your price increases. Like, no. But let me put this out there, Grinders. Let me ask you a question. This is what I think. I think if Outer Worlds 2 was not on PlayStation, I think if Outer Worlds 2 was just on Xbox and on PC where Game Pass exists, I don't think they do this. I don't think they revert back to $70 games. I think they stay with the $80. But I think the problem here, the caveat here, is now the game is going on PlayStation. And now that for day one money, they want to eat that up. And they're not seeing it in the pre-orders. So therefore, they lower the price. And I think it's because they're trying to make this game sell and they want to get that day one money. And there's no Game Pass on PlayStation. They need to make this appealing. And I said this before, that when they put their games on competing platforms, competition is going to be hot and heavy. Pause.
I don't know.
You're now putting your game on PlayStation when they got Ghosts of Yotei of $70 just a few weeks before that one. They're buying all their games from PlayStation. Sell. We'll look at the list next. Buy. And you are there, and you're going to be an outlier at $80 Outer Worlds 2? They will be like, who? Who the hell is that? Skip it. Outer Worlds 2, $80. Skip. Because now Outer Worlds 2 is sitting there in the same month as Yotei. Death Stranding 2 may even have a sale. I said it when you put your game on the shelves next to everybody else and you don't have that Game Pass bull, you're exposed. You're out there. You're on the sales floor now. So you got to change things around. You can't get away with the bullshit that you're doing. Because I think if this game was where they would just say, subscribe to Game Pass. Game Pass looks great now for $20 a month. So what I think, and my X tweet or whatever blew up. Not blew up, but it got some traction. And I said, watch now. They'll do this, but they increase the price of Game Pass and get more money from those glazed sons of bitches over there on Xbox and PC. Game Pass. They're going to increase the price of Game Pass now. They're going to get their money somehow because they are desperate. There's no way are they sending out refunds to whoever the 5 people that pre-ordered this game, refunding them $10, and they're going to eat that? Dude, they're going to say, yeah, $10 back to us? I want $5 more in Game Pass. $25 a month now. $25 a month. We took the money we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Get over here. All right, you want $70 games. We're going to make the Game Pass suckers pay for it. And that's what they're going to do. And remember, we're not up to the 1-year anniversary of when they increased the price in September. It's coming. It's coming.
Handheld? Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. And I said it. I was like, that's where it's going. See you, Ryan. It is coming. But I don't think that is the Xbox tax. But I don't think that they would be, because you got to think the timing of this thing. And again, I'm not here to say, oh my God, like this sucks. What are they doing? But you got to look between the reeds and go, what compelled them to do this over a month after everybody vented about it, saying it was the wrong thing? Where were they coming down from the rooftops in the end of June, or when the game was being shown and going, no, bad press. No, guys, you know what? We heard you. $70. Phil Spencer going, I'm a hero. Play me, my hero. Where have all the good men gone and where all lost? And Phil Spencer comes running in there going, I heard you. $70 games. That's right. $80 don't belong in gaming. Celebrate me, Phil Gloria Spencer. I heard you. I'm listening. I'm learning. Where was you, Phil Spencer, when people said they don't want $80? You're listening, you're learning. Where were you? But we're going to wait until a month goes. The damage has been done. And now at the end of July, we're bringing players incredible new worlds. And we're going to keep our full price holiday releases. Notice they said holiday, which means probably next year they're going to go to $80. And they waited, maybe Sony was going to do it, but Sony didn't. Like, I'm sure they're all going to go up to $80 probably next year, but it's just the way that it was just strange. Something had to trigger this. And they're all about selling. And I think the pre-orders on PlayStation were low, and I think that's why they needed to do it. They know it's going to be low on Xbox. They know that because they got Game Pass as an alternative. So they're like, hey, we're not selling it on Xbox, but at least we got subscribers that will try to make up some of it. But on PlayStation, if that game don't sell, they don't get any money. There's no alternative. They're not coming to play. They're not coming to Game Pass. So if it doesn't sell on PlayStation, they're losing that money. And you see that Forza Horizon selling. Dude, Forza Horizon 5 was the best game Microsoft made. It was the best game. It was one of and I remember when I watched their show and I watched how they presented Forza Horizon 5 and the deep dive they did, showing everything about it. Bravo. I was like, that's what you do, how you show your games. Forza Horizon was immune to the quality dip or horribleness of Game Pass. Game Pass destroyed quality across the board for Gears, for Halo, Crackdown, Forza Motorsport, all of it. They used Game Pass as a crutch. Halo Infinite had campaign and Game Pass never gave it DLC. Let it die. Forza Horizon stood to quality. And they put that quality somewhere else. And of course, it's going to sell because it's the best thing that came out of Xbox. And maybe they could do the same thing with Fable. Playground Games, man, they did an incredible job with Forza Horizon. That franchise, they did a great job with it. The one thing that I've always criticized them on is that I felt like they needed to do more of it. They needed to do more innovation. They should have introduced motorcycles and more ways to traverse in Forza Horizon 5, not just change the background, because it kind of got iterative. Because Forza 4 had the seasons, which was interesting. Forza 5, they got rid of the seasons of like the thing changing, and they kind of just went to like that. They could have done more. Put cops in the game that chase you if you're speeding too fast. Like, I think it would have been cool to add some more of that to the game, but they didn't. That was the only part that I thought would Forza need a little bit more oomph and not just an environment change. But the game was quality, and they put quality over there, and it buys, and people bought it. So we will see. And it's like one, and the thing is, I saw the article going around. It's one of the top selling games. This is the top selling game on PlayStation. It's like, dude, let's go see what's selling. You didn't even get Ghost and Death Stranding yet, so Sony didn't release anything in the first half of the year. There you go. But, and another thing, just one more thing, another reversal. The Outer Worlds 2 and Ninja Gaiden 4 will now come with discs on Xbox. This was another thing. The games that they're bringing over, they're not making physical versions of them. They may make a physical version on the PlayStation version, but the Xbox guys are not getting physical versions of games. Or again, a code in the box. Well, it looks like now one of the Canadian retailers, a PNP Games, says that they've been taking pre-orders for premium editions of the physical versions of these games. Microsoft is, if you didn't notice, this year has been a transition year in the sense that they want to sell games again. And I think for everybody that just said Game Pass didn't do anything, Game Pass had a lot of adverse events that I think amplified more than the benefits of what it was. I think the people who manipulated the Game Pass and was able to stack and get all these games, I think that was great. Like, you know, you can manipulate the game, jump on, jump off, peekaboo gaming. But I think the unexpected event was that it was going to create a culture of people who don't buy games on your platform and they don't build those libraries. And I think that now has caught up to them, because now when they need that money, they need that movie theater money. They don't need the, hey, it's on Paramount Plus money, 1,000 people watching. They need that movie theater money. They need the money of you sitting down there paying $20, $25 a seat, watch my movie. They need that movie theater money. And they're not getting it with Game Pass because they fed a bunch of people bunch of Paramount Plus. And now they're like, oh, we got to get them back into theaters again. That's not happening. They're not coming back to the theaters. Microsoft Theater is shut down. They're going to the PlayStation Theater now. And that's what Microsoft's doing. Let's show our games at a PlayStation Theater. That's what they're doing. Uh-oh, I'm affecting my screen. Holy crap! Steven Leone! I just saw it popped up on my screen. Yo, thank you so much, VIPs. He got the 20 of them. They, all the music coming their way. After I just did all that big music drop. Thank you so much, man. Where my music? Where is it? Shout out to you, Steven Leone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. With the 20 VIPs. Yo, Hayes, Alfonso, Warrawanda, Mr. B, PC Guys, Aulin, Glinza.
Whatever your name is, get ready for the big
Rooney,
surprise.
Steady Flow, Jason, Bra from the 5th floor. Who's on the 4th floor? What's up, Andy, Doom Decay? Yo, he got a whole bunch. Henzo. Thank you so much, Steve Leone. Shout out to you, man. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, what's up, Mr. Din? I like that trophy. There it is. But yeah, like, really, they now need to sell their movies in the PlayStation Theater, because they are they can't get people back in the theaters again. Aaron slipped away once again, dude. I think he has it turned off. I don't think he ever. Don't waste your money on getting Aaron, because he goes incognito. I think he blocked it. But he slips in and slips out. You got to watch him. So speaking of the sales, one of the things that came out, and there's one topic I wanted to touch on here for the Gaming Grind, is this one here. So kind of this thing came out. Death Stranding 2 on the beach outsold Mario Kart World. And dude, Death Stranding 2 is friggin' awesome. Mario Kart World is awesome as well. Deserving of that. Elden Ring, I wasn't a big fan of Elden Ring, so I'm not going to comment on that one. But Death Stranding 2, number 2. And I only got 2 words for our good friend, Mr. BS over there.
Stop. Enough.
Dude, bootleg. When a bootleg corrects you, you know you hit the rock bottom.
Stop. Enough.
There he is. See, I told you, Aaron. He was sneaking around. He got the Grindhouse immune VIP on there. But look at this. One of the things that stood out, and look at this, MLB The Show's up there. But one thing that stood out was this. Final Fantasy. They cried. 2 years? We want Final Fantasy on Xbox. Every time. Mr. Boom, the Boom was like this. Like, we could save you, Square Enix. He'd get on his microphone. For Square Enix, exclusives are not helping you. You need to put Final Fantasy on Xbox. We'll save you. We'll save you. Exclusive, you learned your lesson. They don't buy game. Dude, we'll save you. Well, there's Final Fantasy. Number 4. After 2 years of crying. Number 4 on the Xbox charts. Because...
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
Number 4. Well, where is it in the top 20 overall?
Ron. Where are you?
Where are you?
Where is
Where's Final Fantasy?
No Ron.
Where's Final Fantasy? Phil.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at
Stellar Blade came back up there from the PC. PC eating good. They buy games too. The Steam they buy games. Everybody buying games. Everybody buying games except for the one where Game Pass is on. Look. Number 4 top selling on Xbox platforms is not even a top 20 on the overall. How's that? But it's not even, Aaron, it's not even the old game, Aaron. The thing is that it just shows that this list, it's like a contingency prize, man. How much is that? You mean the top 4 on Xbox, Final Fantasy, doesn't even make it in the top here. When Death Stranding and Mario Kart came out the same month, and they're on here, so you can't even say time. Death Stranding came out the end of June. It came out like with 5 days at the end of June, and it's number 2. So you can't even say, oh, well, Final Fantasy just came out. It doesn't have time to accrue that much that much money, that much sales. Not much time. Death Stranding came out after it, and it's number 2. I'm going to give you another mathematical check. Call of Duty Black Ops is number 7 on the Xbox platform list. Ready? It's below Final Fantasy. Try to stay with me. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's below Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy didn't make the top 20. You think the other ones will? Minecraft as well. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, number 7. Let's go back. If Final Fantasy is not on the top selling game from June 1st to July 5th, then how did Call of Duty get to number 5? Somebody got to be carrying that game. Want me to give you some thinking music? Who's carrying Call of Duty? If number 4 doesn't get you on this list on Xbox top selling, how the hell is number 7? How the hell is number 7 number 5? How the hell is number 7 of the list 5? It's because it's selling bonkers on the other platform, which is PlayStation and probably Steam. Steam and PlayStation are carrying Call of Duty. Now tell me again, Game Pass is good for them? It's making their money? It's doing whatever it's doing? It's making these games successful? Everybody's buying games. Game Pass adverse effect, it created a culture of I'll wait for it in Game Pass, or I'll check it out later. It removed the FOMO. It removed the urgency to pre-order a game. Why would you pre-order a game if you're getting it in Game Pass? And what's crazy about it is that if you don't like it, if you're subscribed, well, guess what? We got your money anyway. It removes all consumer value. Well, think about it. Outer Worlds dropping to $70. What happened? You were able to vote with your wallet. I'm not pre-ordering that game. If it's in Game Pass, that's why I said if Outer Worlds was not on PlayStation, I think it stays at $80 because Game Pass will absorb the rest of it. But the fact that they're trying to sell it on PlayStation, I think they didn't see those pre-orders and they dropped the price because people were voting with their wallet. You can't do that when you subscribe. If you don't like it, too bad. We got your money anyway. So when you look at this, Death Stranding and Mario Kart World are up there. I just thought it was very interesting that Final Fantasy, after all that road, number 4 on Xbox can't even make a top 20 for the month. I just think that's interesting. And the fact that Call of Duty is even lower than that, but then shows up on 5, it shows that it's selling bonkers everywhere else that's bringing it up to there. And if you remember when Call of Duty was sold, what did they say? When they did their financials, Satya couldn't, he said no stutter. He was like, Call of Duty is sold incredible on PlayStation and Steam. Dude, he said it in the Microsoft financials, bragged about PlayStation sales and Steam sales on the Xbox Microsoft financial call. Satya didn't even talk about gaming. Now he's dropping PlayStation like it's feeding his family. It's feeding him. He's like, whoa, PlayStation. This is incredible. I love him. I love him. The real pony. Stuttering Satya. He goes, I'm cured. I don't stutter now. PlayStation, he says, from the chest. Satya is not stuttering. He's not like a subscription. He knows exactly. He's like PlayStation with incredible dialect. He's a pony. Sony got to Satya. That's what happened. Now he used to call everything a Nintendo. Now he calls everything a PlayStation. He's like, yo, turn that PlayStation off. He's like, oh, Xbox. Phil, how's our PlayStation doing? It's an Xbox. No, it's not. It's PlayStation. That's what Satya said. Satya's like, I'm cured. No stutter now. PlayStation. He goes, how's our PlayStation sales going? Phil's like, well, Xbox. He's like, Satya.
Where that box is in the
Satya's like, no, box. No, PlayStation. It's a station. It's not a box. Satya got, you remember when Satya wearing the Halo jacket? Dude, he's going to be wearing he's going to wear the PlayStation symbols on a jacket, like a varsity jacket. The next show, he's going to be like, yo, greatness, he's going to say. That's what he's going to be like. He's going to be like, greatness. He can't wait to see those PlayStation sales. He's like, what? Outer Worlds not pre-ordered on PlayStation? Drop the price, Phil. But what about Game Pass? Satya's like, screw Game Pass. I'm a PlayStation pony. I want my ponies to play Outer Worlds too, Satya said. Satya's like, I want my ponies to play Outer Worlds too. Lower the price, Phil. Cut it out. I don't. But Satya.
I don't know.
But Satya, $80 games will make people come to Game Pass. Satya's like, I don't want to hear shit about Game Pass. How are my PlayStation sales? Well, they're not pre-ordering it on PlayStation. Drop the price now, Phil. $70 on our games right now. My ponies need to play. We need those ponies. Ponies in the house. But what about Game Pass? Game Pass sucks. You take that to the grave, Phil. I want my ponies to play. Satya went full pony this year. He goes, I want my PlayStation to sell. Satya go full pony. Him and Hitoki. They went full pony. That's what Satya cares about. And why wouldn't you go full pony? My goodness. Look at this disaster. You talk about lowering the price of the console. Dude. You think the price increase on Xbox affected anything? I'll give you some time to look at the numbers. Do you think the Xbox price increase on their consoles did anything? Anything? Do we need some thinking songs? Absorb these numbers and think about it.
Xbox can't compete as they are getting washed in console, crushed in cloud, and now smashed with PC handheld.
talking about backtracking. Where is the console price increase backtracker? You have a console that's more expensive, $730. Yo, this is crazy. They're like, you know what? Let's drop Outer Worlds to $70 in our game, but let's leave our hardware rotting away out there at extreme crazy prices. Remember, they increased the prices in May. Look at this. Yo, they sold 1.7K in Japan, and the Switch 2 sold 1,700. Yo. But the craziest thing for me is the US and Canada. Yo, it is 3-1 in the US. They are not even outselling the OG Switch. You're not even, you're fourth now with the Switch 2. Look at these numbers of the Switch 2. Like I said, the fact that Microsoft did not have a response, they are going to rot at the bottom of this list and continue to rot. Because this is not going to stop. It is going to be a Nintendo Switch PlayStation sandwich. That's what it's going to be. This is not going to stop. They're going to rot down there. They don't have any strong markets. The ratios are ridiculous. It's almost 2-1 of the Switch. 300,000 PlayStation 5s in Europe and 39,000. It is dire. And look at the totals. Like, you're talking about price changes and 180s. How do you drop the Outer Worlds to, you increase the price of your consoles and then said $80 games? Like, who do you think you are? You have no leverage at all. And then look at these numbers. And this is just a snapshot of June. 4th to 5th, right, Josh? Right? Satya said, let him compete. You said he was 4th to 5th. What did he say? Well, what does Satya say? Where is he?
Everything that we are doing with our content, with our our cloud and community.
We suck again.
And what did Phil say?
About console is it's your highest value gamer. It's your person who plays the most. They buy.
You want to know what? I think we have a little time. Grinders, we have hit that like button. I think we have time for a little Phil Ness while we look at these numbers here, because I definitely want to put an audio to these results here. Because it really is absolutely insane. Hit that like button, Grinders. Subscribe if you're new. We're almost at 3,100. Let's hit it and let's cook. I'll have a celebration show and everything, and the music dropped today for all members, non-members, everything. Everybody got music today. I wanted to make sure everybody got some shows. Let me go to my, where is that one? I think I saved it. I think we need a little bit of a Phil Ness here. Where's my thing? Here it is. No, that one. And then go to here. And then go
Welcome
to
back
here.
To XO19.
No. The lovely Sydney. No, not in the Sydney. Where are you? Oh, you know what? Let's just search for it. Let's see where that came from. So that quote that I use here, I just want to give a little bit of a visual here. Phil Spencer talking about the console market.
The gaming industry is growing across every geo,
and tell me how the console is dying. Look at these numbers. Look at the Switch 2. Look at the Switch 2 and tell me, oh, nobody wants consoles anymore. Consoles are not doing it. Oh, it's not the same. Look. If all these numbers were approaching zero, I would say, you want to know what? Go buy yourself a phone. Look at these numbers. And tell me who's the one that's saying consoles are not doing what we want. Yeah, where? At the bottom.
age demographic. Microsoft has some unique strengths that really play to where we see gaming going. You see the digital transformation happening in so many industries. It's happening in gaming. We obviously have Xbox, we have Azure, we have Microsoft Research, we have products like Xbox Live and Minecraft. So it was really just a time to go after a market that's growing like crazy, and Microsoft has the right to be there.
The console market is growing like crazy just 4 years ago.
The One X fit into the business strategy? Because it used to be you had these console cycles, they were maybe 4 or 5 years long. You came out with a thing, you subsidized it, and eventually you made the money back. But you're coming out with different versions of the consoles now, where it seems like every year or two there's a different version in the current cycle. Why is that, and why is that good for business?
Well, the business model hasn't really changed. It's still a sockets and then building engagement and monetization on those sockets. Consoles, critically important. Our Xbox One X comes out tonight, 4K, most powerful gaming console ever made. But you also have people playing on phone, you have people playing on PC. So our focus is really how do we reach gamers wherever they are with the right content and the right service. And it's been a great journey over the last, my role, 3.5 years in this role, and seeing just where gaming's going. Consoles critical, but all devices are critical.
Is it?
Consoles critical, but all devices are critical. He does this multiple times in here. It's like, how do you sell somebody? How do you sell somebody something and then tell them that there's other options?
Analogous to desktop phone? I mean, what share of mind does a console still get, given that the phone has become a source of gaming?
Yeah, phone's critically important, and we have a lot of our resources focused on how we drive engagement on phone through our products and services. The way to think about console is it's your highest value gamer. It's your person who plays the most, they buy the most. But the thing that's also important is that customer is actually your most valuable customer across every device. So people don't play by device anymore, just like the way you watch TV. You watch TV across all your devices. People play across all devices. So we're obviously going to focus on Windows customers, PC customers, and console customers, and we see the same customer across all these devices.
What about also, what they thought the future of gaming was going to be, the Oculuses and the 3D headsets, and how you approach gaming from that perspective and as a competitor?
Yeah, we think Windows is a great place for people innovating in VR and mixed reality. We just launched our Windows mixed reality headsets with our partners. Windows for the longest time
has been
a very creative, open platform.
How'd that go with the partners? Oh, man. Where's he over here?
Games that this console plays. It's at a lower price point, more of a family, kind of somebody just getting into gaming. This is for the person who's the discerning connoisseur of gaming, has a 4K television, wants to see absolutely the best visuals in what they're building. But really, it's about giving customers choice. If they want to play on PC, if they want to play phone, they want to play even on other platforms.
How much more stuff is the customer for this?
He was like, even on other devices, you hear like, at the time they're trying to sell a product, he's telling you about all the places. This is why their leadership, their focus has been astray. It's because they try to be the one catch-all. And it has now bit them so many times that they only know what they want to do. And in their whole catch-all thing, they have just demolished the console. The console was the player that buys the most and spends the most. That was the bread and butter of your gaming division, and now it is the anchor. And you need other people's stuff to try to save you. You need other lifeboats. And you're right. Who said that? Ryan. I play where the games are, and that's exactly what it is. No, but people play where the games are, and that's the problem that Microsoft said. Remember, they said it's hard for us to be Xbox. They make it hard for us because they make sure that they have the games that people want to play. So people go to PlayStation, they go to Nintendo, they go to Steam to go play the games that they want there. They're not coming to you. The problem is, Microsoft, is you're not making the games that people want to play, so they're not coming to your services. They're not coming to your console. And there you go. Look at the Switch 2. They're coming to that console for Mario Kart, for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Exactly. The console isn't still high value here or down under. It's the PlayStation console. That's what I said. Satya loves PlayStation. Ultimate Pony. But yeah, it is crazy. And you would think seeing these numbers, and they do their financials next month, but seeing these numbers, how do they not revert on the price increases due to market conditions for their console? Are they willing to just let their console die? because the numbers were done, but they are extra well done now that they're overpriced consoles. And I can't imagine that they're going to go into this holiday season with the prices of their S and X at those prices. They are the most expensive console. The Series X 2 terabyte is $730. It's more expensive than the Pro. And if the Pro gets a $50 price drop for the holidays, or $80 or bundled with the game, and then next year get ready for the GTA bundle or whatever the Pro's going to have. Are you telling me that Xbox seriously is going to sit there with their Xbox sitting there at $400 for an S, $350 for an S, and $700 for an X? I mean, yo, they really just wanted to fizzle out. It's self-sabotage. Because why would you revert your console game strategy and go back to $70 games, but not do that to your hardware, where most of your Xbox Game Pass subscribers are anyway? It's incredible that they didn't see those numbers and go back. But Grinders, it is some rough times there with the sales. And then on the final note here, Grinders, speaking of being a pony, they're also a Nintendo fan. Satya living up to the Nintendo frames. They're expected to announce game ports for Nintendo Switch in the coming weeks. So, Game Business is reporting this afternoon that Microsoft is preparing to announce a variety of titles for Nintendo Switch 2 and the Sony PlayStation 5 in coming weeks. It's not clear which titles have been handpicked by the team of Microsoft to launch on these devices, but it certainly will be interesting to see. Quote, Xbox is expected to announce more game ports to other platforms, including the Switch 2, PS5 in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, PlayStation is bringing its shooter to the Xbox in August, which I still say that's a Herman Holst. He must have lost a bet somewhere. I still don't get that one. But you know, Sony FAFO, we know about that one. Keep going, Sony. We'll be looking at your numbers next. But if it is Master Chief Collection, I don't know. See, I don't think they can do Master Chief Collection because they're hype. They're talking about this Halo Unreal Engine 5 anniversary edition. So I don't know. I would think it would be easier for them to include Master Chief Collection, definitely. But I don't know. It seems like they want to drip feed it, just like they're doing with the Gears. But it is insane. I think it will be awesome because I would like that. I bought Master Chief. I have it on Steam. I play it all the time. The last great Halo and all the great Halo games. Halo Infinite is I don't know what the hell they're doing to that thing. Yeah, it's only going to be the first one. But they already did an anniversary to Halo 1. Halo 1 anniversary. And then they did Halo 2 anniversary. That launched with Master Chief Collection. But yeah, 343, I'm telling, and that's the other thing, the morale of these layoffs. And even Satya not even going, hey, we're done. We now made the layoffs. We're ready to move on. No, he says don't expect more. Like, we're not out of, we're still in here. Like, how does that create so much tension with these studios? Like, if you were working on games at Xbox and Microsoft, you got to be like, they could let us go anytime. And if we don't hit the date, they could just say, hey, we don't need it. And my thing is, I just hope that Microsoft does not take all this gaming history, all these IPs that they have, and just either hoard them and hold them and don't let anybody else use them, or close up and just cancel games that we never see ever again. I hope they start selling things off if they're not going to use them, because I think it's a disaster having them own so much IP and be so incompetent with making games. It is like putting a drunk chef, not even a chef, it's a guy to make a delicate cake. Putting a drunk chef to make not even a drunk chef, a drunk person that's drunk making a delicate cake. Like that's like Conker. All these years without Conker. Even Battletoads was farmed out. Killer Instinct, never seen again. Just crazy. And then all the stuff they acquired from ZeniMax and Bethesda and all this other stuff. Like, it's scary that they have the potential of not even doing anything with this stuff. So hopefully, like I said before, hopefully with the glaze of the PlayStation sales of their games, it seems like they may be pitching a little bit back to what they used to be, where we got to try to sell this stuff. We can't get away with 30 frames. We'll fix it later. We can't get away with like, hey, we're just going to drop this in Game Pass and, you know, we'll listen to your feedback. Like, we got to start on a right foot, and maybe their quality and their output improves because they're back to selling games again. But I still don't think it's long enough. I still don't think I think they're too far gone for them to redeem anything or make any kind of turnaround. I think they're too much in the hole, and all this stuff is just kind of just delaying. What's up, Dog Zone? How you doing, man? I think all this stuff is just delaying the inevitable, what they're going to do. Like, I just think like, oh, just pacifying. Like, oh, we made some good sales. We got a little bit of hope, a little bit of this. And then eventually Satya's going to be like, yeah, nah, man, we don't need it. He goes, we're going to try to throw some AI in it, see if it's ain't, and yeah, we're done. And I think it goes with Phil. Whenever Phil retires, I don't think there's anybody else there there's anybody left to even try to even do anything green. I think Sarah Bond leaves right after Phil. But she's not making hardware. Come on. When she's making hardware, she knows what console hardware is. Yeah, Sarah Bond doesn't know console hardware, please. She talks about it like the way she talks about it is not even like technical or gamer focused. It's like, it's an artistry. It's absolutely incredible that we're able to put a button on a ROG Ally X. Oh, and foreshadowing, grinders. The Zen 2 that's part of the X. I just shared out the video. Here's a little bonus grind for you. I shared out the video today. Check ETA Prime. Oh, ETM Prime. I forgot what his name is. But they got now in hand the Zen 2 processors. The Prime processor that's going to be in the X Ally, Xbox, ROG 2, Ally X. One of those. And yeah, that Zen 2 ain't worth it. So already Xbox.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
Not again. I think Asus knew this. I think Asus knew that the Zen 2 is not enough to charge another $1,000 for. But here he is. ETA Prime. Look at these numbers. Just a little bit of a grindhouse bonus for you.
AMD Ryzen.
He got the Asus ROG Ally Zen 1 from last year. That's still $1,000, $900. And this is the MSI Core 8 that has the Zen 2, which will be in the new Xbox thing. And look at these numbers.
Zen 4, and we've got 8 cores in it.
How much RAM is in this one? Because I think this does have 24 gigabytes of RAM, so the same. Okay. Look at these. Look at this. Numbers. Look at this. Even the look at this. It's already in trouble. It's like not even a 10% increase, and they're going to charge more money for this thing. What this is going to do is people are just going to go buy the older one because the older ones are going to drop on sale. But look at this. It's not even running these things. The multi-core one, the multi-core one up top. Is this the multi-core? The 17 watt. Look at the increase. The multi-core score is lower on the Z2 for the 17 watt one. And what's crazy is I'm just going to show you the numbers. Look.
You with the Z1 Extreme.
Look at this increase. On the left is the Z1 Extreme. It's running at the same TDP at 25 watts. 25 watts. 52 frames and 56 frames. Look at
all of the gaming benchmarks that are.
Look at the frame difference. That's not going to be no $1,000 more for 4 frames. 5 frames at the same power. Like, this would be impressive if you're getting these frame rates on the Zen 2 at 17 because that saves your battery. But they're both running at the same power at 25 watts. and you're only getting a few frames extra. These Zen 2s are not next gen. So what people are going to do is stay with what they have, the Zen 1s, or go buy Zen 1s that are going to be cheap, like $500, $600, $400, because the ROG Ally X, this thing is probably going to drop down to $500 when the Xbox One comes out. But look at these numbers, man. Look at that. They're going to have nerve to charge over $1,000 for this thing? And this is the increase? Or people are going to stay with their Steam Deck. But yeah, look at it. Here's this one. Here's Tomb Raider. The price to performance does not add up. So unless you love an Xbox button and Xbox love handles, the performance, look, 64 to 59. The Zen 1, which is in the ROG Ally X from last year, which is probably going to go on sale. And the Z2, which is the Xbox one.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
It's going to be a tough sell to sell these new Zen 2s, especially with the astronomical prices, because the prices have not dropped. The ROG Ally X, the one that's he's comparing it to, is still $900 today. Even $1,000. What do you think the Zen 2 one's going to be? Unless Xbox is paying it, I don't know. But this initial hands-on between the Zen 1 and the Zen 2, it is very marginal. That the price to performance is not there. And everybody is saying like, hey, you know what? It's great that wait until these processors are there. And we knew this leading up to this stuff, that these Z2 Extremes were not the next gen chip. They're not the next gen chip. These are very marginal. And what's the crazy part that I took from this is that it's running it at the same wattage. Like, you're not, like, one of the things that I have with the MSI core that has the Intel chip is that I'm able to get more power with lower wattage, which gives you more battery life. They're running this at the same 25 watts, and it's giving you just an increase of like 4 or 5 frames. Like I said, it would be impressive if the Z2, which I thought it was going to do, was going to give you those frames at lower wattage, which is going to give you better battery life. But it doesn't look like that's the case. Unless Xbox. And then on top of all this, you put SteamOS on here and go run it and watch your battery life and performance be better than all of this. And that's the thing that they're worried about. So, Xbox,
where that box is in the name of our brand.
like I said, don't bet on green. And exactly, Captain Ply, just buy a laptop. You might get more, for when you're up at that prices. But there again, it's tough, man. And it's going to be tough. And we'll be here for it all, grinders. So hit that like button. Let's get us to 3,100 subscribers. So if you're new, I saw a bunch of new names here. Hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you love all the content. I got music out for all public music. An awesome compilation. And then we got some VIP music and Ultimate Grinder music. So keep it locked here. I'm going to be on the Mooches show later on today. So tune in over there, grinders, so we could go over there. I'm making Grindhouse calls. So thank you again. Hit that like button. More videos coming tomorrow. Keep it locked here to Gaming Grindhouse. Thanks again, everybody. See you on the other side. Late night.
Welcome!